Fuck, dude, this one coming up is in Anaheim.
Yeah.
The one where Cormier and John Jones.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
what an exciting fucking thing it is. How do I...
You want to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, dude, you're the man.
You're hooked up. That's it.
I fucking love
Dude, I'll have you
that.
sitting right next to me.
My dad's going to be in town, too. My dad's going to be staying with me.
Oh, dude. Well, I'll give you 2 tickets. One for your dad. Come on, son.
Fucking cool,
You and your
dude.
dad. I want to meet your dad. I want to
my
hear about the
dad's-
story when you were 13. You went to Motley Crue with him.
Dude, my dad's got... That wouldn't even be a priority for him, I don't think.
That's awesome,
fucking
man.
great.
That's cool.
Dude, I'm so excited. I wanted to ask, too, like, you know, for all the shit talking, people have to promote the fights,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But, like, Daniel Cormier and John Jones,
Mm-hmm.
no matter who wins at the end of the fight, they're going to shake each other's hand, right?
I hope so.
Is
so.
it common, like what we saw with Ronda Rousey not shaking Misha? How do you fucking armbar somebody? They tap out, and then they get up and go to shake your hand, and you won't do it. Like that.
Well, I think that mentality that Rhonda has is like she's mercenary in there. I mean, and it wasn't over when it was over to her. For her, it wasn't a competition. It was life. It was life or death. I don't know, man. I mean, that same thing is probably why she's not fighting anymore. You know, like her animosity and her emotions were so riding on that thing. And then when she lost, and then when she lost again in devastating fashion, that's also the reason why there was so much backlash. Whereas someone who's really loved, like Randy Couture would lose a fight, and no one talked. I mean, I'm sure someone talked trash about him, but no one's opinion of him differed when he lost because he's such a good guy. And because when he won, you know, after the fight, he would always pick the guy up and shake their hand and hug them, and he was always a gentleman. And when people have that sort of a mentality, you know, like here's a perfect example. This past weekend, Dustin Poirier and Eddie Alvarez had a fight, and the fight was stopped because of an illegal blow that Eddie Alvarez accidentally landed on Dustin Poirier, and the crowd was booing Eddie Alvarez, and Dustin Poirier yelled at the crowd, "Don't boo this man." Like, we were in a fight, and he's not a dirty fighter, and he made a mistake. And first of all, Eddie Alvarez's eye was closed. He could barely see. He was completely on Queer Street. He had been almost knocked unconscious, and he hit this dude in the clinch with a couple of knees, and the referee didn't stop him, and he thought they were legal. You know, he's in the chaos of a crazy cage fight. But to have those two dudes after the fight, both are bloody and battered. Both of them are just like exhausted from a war, right? And I'm interviewing the both of them side by side, and to have Dustin Poirier step in to defend Eddie Alvarez, who just kneed him illegally in the face, telling the crowd, "Don't boo this man." Like, he was literally upset. And then they shook hands. There's something beautiful about that. And I think people like the animosity, but they also really like the fact when the animosity is squashed after the fight and people hug it out. They really do like that. So Anaheim, you're there.
I'm so psyched.
It's a good one, too. I hope nobody fucks up before the fight. They almost got in a brawl this past weekend.
You should check out that show, the
Hurt Business.
The Hurt Business.
This past weekend, Daniel Cormier hit John Jones in the face with a water bottle at a press conference.
I saw that on TMZ.
And John tried to chuck one at him, and they almost brawled. And
What's up with the water bottles at the press conferences?
Well, they drain the Monster Energy cans. So when you see those Monster Energy drinks that are sitting there on the dais, those are fake. They're real Monster Energy drinks, but they have to drink them all or empty them out before they get up there.
Right. Dude, it's so exciting.
Oh, it's so exciting.
And just this John Jones, that was so interesting, that press conference where John Jones is talking all positive, like, no, I want to show that you can get back on your feet, and you know, and this, and then Cormier says, wait, hold on a second. Backstage, you told me I'm the biggest pussy you ever saw.
Yeah.
And then that was fascinating the way that played out.
Well, John is starting to come clean now, trying to be more of himself. And this past weekend, they had a press conference.
And he said that he was fucking doing cocaine all weekend long before he beat him.
Well, Daniel Cormier said, Daniel was talking all this shit. Well, is this fight even going to happen? Who knows? If John gets caught doing cocaine or sandblasting a prostitute.
What is sandblasting a prostitute?
I don't know, but it's hilarious. It's a hilarious term. Daniel's funny, man. I did commentary with him this past weekend. He's
I saw that too.
He's a funny fucking dude, man. He's
saw that on your IG story.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so anyway, when John said that, I beat you after I did cocaine for a weekend. Everybody was like, "Oh shit!" Right. It's like, I like that John is being himself. That'll serve him better than all this fake.
Right, it's fake.
Shit.
Like, I'm just a good guy and I want to be uplifting.
Yeah. Well, he does want to be uplifting too. But when it
Right.
comes to like actual fighting, he's a fucking straight up killer. John Jones is a killer. I mean, you don't get to be the youngest ever UFC champion if you're not a killer. He showed up. He fought Mauricio Shogun Rua in his UFC title fight, who is like a legend in Brazil. His opening move was a flying knee. He threw a flying knee on Mauricio Shogun Rua. That is just crazy. I mean, you have to be such a gangster to even think about doing that to a guy like you're not feeling him out. He just leaped in and threw a fucking flying knee at Shogun's face and caught him and beat his ass and stopped him when he was like 22. Won the world title. It was bananas. You know, John was something special and still is. But it's gonna be a long, tough fight with him and Cormier this time, I think. It's gonna be fun.
I can't wait, dude.
You're gonna be there.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I just hope the card doesn't fall apart. You know, cards fall apart. It's so hard to get through a camp without getting injured.